Daniel Brunskill signed his restricted free agent tender. Like, it's not like there was suspense here. I don't know why he waited. Whatever. He signed it. And now he's here. He's going to make like $2.2 million this year. And as you pointed out, well, what's interesting is he was a starting guard the last couple of seasons. He's a solid starting guard. But if Alex Mack retires, he might become the 49ers starting center. Instead, he's a very important player for someone who's making $2.2 million and isn't really looked at as an asset.
Yeah, I think, no, you're right. I mean, it's a good low cost signing for the 49ers. And yeah, if they do lose Alex Mack, it makes sense that it's going to be Brunskill because, even though they have Brendel only played 6 snaps there last year total all year long. So it makes more sense. It would make more sense to see Brunskill sliding in there to that center spot. And he's played all across the line of scrimmage. He started the last 31 games for the 49ers, or 33, excuse me.
Yes, and he's had a lot of reps at center in the offseason. Like Weston Richburg, when he was gone, when Weston Richburg was gone, Brunskill would take reps there when Ben Garland was hurt. So he's had experience, and I feel like if you gave him the entire offseason to do it, he could be worse than Alex Mack. I mean, Alex Mack, like, he's old. He's not the Alex Mack he used to be. He wasn't super great. I know he was a Pro Bowler last year, but to me, he was decent. Daniel Brunskill's decent. I think if he could pretty much. I think he could do the job. I don't know.
I think he can too. When you watch, I mean, Alex Mack got eaten up by solid defensive line play by especially by the Packers both times they played him.
Yeah,
that Kenny Clark's a heck of a defensive tackle, but he ate him up. And I could see where Brunskill. I don't think there's a big drop off between the two. There might be a little bit, but not as big as some people might think.
Right. So what's interesting about this too is usually when the Niners take a player like to restricted free agency, another guy would be like Kendrick Bourne, Azeez Al-Shaair. It means usually that he's not coming back the year after. This is probably the last year Daniel Brunskill is here, unless he has even if he has an all-pro year. I mean, all-pro interior offensive lineman. The Niners this is probably it. And the Niners like him because he'll add to the comp pick formula next year, right? He'll leave. They'll get some comp picks for him. Get conditional 3rd, maybe 4th.
Yeah, they don't pay big money for those interior offensive linemen, and so no, you're right. I could see them running through him and then bringing in the rookie or whoever, another young guy to replace him.
So one way or another, the Niners, Daniel Brunskill is the center this year. They're probably going to need a new center next year. And if Kyle's a little, old-fashioned about rookies being able to step in, maybe you draft a guy this year and develop him. And in that case, you don't have to take him in round 2. Maybe you could take him in round 3 or 4.
Yeah, and I think that's where we're going to see him. I think you're going to see him in round 3. It seems to be the kind of a sweet spot there in round 3 at that pick at 90. What's it, 93? Mm-hmm. I think West will be there. Fortner will be there. Strange might be there as well. So that's 3 of them. And then you get into rounds 4 and 5 and beyond. That's where the 2 that they've met with come into play.
Okay. Trey Lance says, "Hey yo, what the fuck, Debo?" Good question.
I don't know. I'm high. Gee, I didn't realize Trey talked.
What the fuck?
I didn't think Trey talked that way. He seemed like a much more mild mannered.
I don't think he does. Guy. He's very religious. I don't think he does. But maybe the social media. Maybe social media brings it out in him.
Yeah,
he's been hanging out with Brandon Ayuk a lot recently. I saw him looking at their phones.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk, and he's been texting with George Kittle. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Trey. I'll try to get to the bottom of it. Danker D says, "Will Niner fans realize a huge factor in Debo's success is the undersized linebacker in today's game that Kyle's exploiting? Ray will add to this." I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, I don't think Ray McLeod is going to really add a whole lot to it. But yeah, I mean, when you compare him to Debo Samuel, they're not even in the same ballpark as far as their abilities. Let's go back to really even thinking that Debo's success is going to Ray McLeod can even come close to what Debo does is just mind blowing to me. I know we both have talked about.
Well, Ray said it. He was like, "You see what Debo does? I can do that." I was like, "Oh, okay,
okay."
Nice.
That's even more more funny.
Interesting. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, Ray. He's younger than Debo. Didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Did you know he went to Clemson? I don't remember him at Clemson.
No, I didn't know that he went. I didn't know where he went. I just know of him as from his time in Pittsburgh.